Hey family, what is going on? Let us know if you can hear us. Okay, let me adjust this camera.
What are we on? Are we on Facebook?
Well, no, we're not on Facebook.
Are we on
I mean, you're gonna share it on
TikTok?
Facebook. We're not on TikTok.
Well,
Unless you want to
are we on
set
Zoom?
up, you can set up a camera and start
Is
recording.
this a members only?
No, this is our YouTube one.
You need to.
For Tai Chi.
How many people see this?
Public people see this. Hey family, welcome to our 10th B-Day here at Enter Shaolin. Thanks for joining us on our Enter Tai Chi channel.
I'm gonna jump until we get to 20 years.
It's gonna be a lot of jumping.
I'm fat. I gotta work out.
I mean, I know the last 10
I gotta
years went
fat shame
pretty
myself.
quick, but I hope you guys are doing good. I'm your host, CJ Jamie. That was Sifu Larry, who I'm sure will be popping in a couple more times before the end of this. We have Sifu Fu here, if he comes back into the frame. There we go. Let's see who we have on. Let us know if you can hear us, okay, family. Let us know, let us know.
Let us know, let us know, let us know.
Darren is on his happy 10th birthday to Enter Shellen. Thank you, brother. We also have Anne, who's also said happy birthday. John M is on. He said happy birthday. Sultan, happy birthday to Enter Shellen. Hey, Sultan, good to see you on. We also have Ed, cool day all. Ed from New York popping in to say happy birthday to Enter Shellen. Thank you so much. And let's see, John's coming from South Jersey, John M, that is. And then it says, am I hearing anything? They have music and I don't hear any. That is weird. Sorry, guys. I wish I would have known that sooner because it was supposed to be playing audio for you. So if I would have known sooner, I could have fixed it, but I was not by the computer when you typed that. So hopefully you can hear us now. Okay, good. All right. So just the music that unfortunately you guys didn't hear. So I'll make sure to clip that out for the replay, because otherwise that is not going to make any sense at all for anyone that sees that later. Sorry about that, fam. I was trying to play you guys some good music, some of our Enter Shellen music, which if you guys want to get access to, feel free to go to our Enter Shellen YouTube channel and subscribe there. You can find all of our music tracks there. We also are going to be coming out with our first Enter Shellen music CD for purchase as well. So that'll be coming out sometime this month. We're going to call this our birthday month. You know how some people celebrate the birthday all month? We're going to do that this year. I mean, we just hit 10 years, guys. 10 years. Can you believe it's been 10 years? I can't believe it's been 10 years. So we are going to celebrate all month, and we're going to be doing different things all month with you guys and gals here on YouTube, as well as with our members. There'll be some really cool prizes that we're going to be doing for our members only. We have a contest that we're going to be starting next week for our members. So I'll tell our members more about that in the Zoom later on. And I also have some other good news for our members too. But I'll save them for later. Let's see what else we have going on. Black Mask is on. Hey, Black Mask. And let's see, Roger says the fat man has more. He's just being goofy. We all have less energy here. So that's from the Qigong and the Tai Chi. You want to know the secret to having more energy? Do that. So Sifu Larry actually is in the process of, for those of you that know and have been around a while, but I'm guessing the person that didn't know who that was and called him just fat man. Which is kind of funny at the same time. No, Roger did. He said the fat man has more energy. So the fat man was not fat for a while, but then he had cancer, and then he had surgery that tore up his whole stomach area, and now he's in rehabilitation. I will admit,
No,
the past couple years,
I just been lazy, but I want to beat young people up.
Years you were slacking a little bit, but he's getting back on track.
I'm working out.
You better keep an eye on him, because you're not gonna call him fat man forever. So eventually it's gonna go away. Eventually you won't be able to call him that no more. You're just like, what's going on? Where'd he go? Damien said, question for the 10th anniversary, can we see Sifu Fu and Sifu Larry versus push hand or Wing Chun play hand? Sorry if I'm starting trouble. So you just want to see them push hands and see what happens?
That's not a question, that's a request.
Yeah, that's definitely a request.
In a question format.
Come on, Sifu Larry.
We can push.
Come on. It's good exercise for you, fat man.
Fat man. Oh, that's fat man.
So we can push. And so you can see push, push, push. No, no.
Oh, seriously? Come on, Seafood Larry.
Let's push.
You can't let him do you like that.
So this is push hands here. So God.
Let's figure out.
But this is push hands in a faster way. And see, you can be actually counting each other pretty good. And that's why you're not seeing him taking advantage of each other. Because if I go like this, he'll take me. See how he's very sensitive to that. So
He better be.
I'm being controlled. I'm feeling him out. Just so I'm waiting for any mistake he makes, like that one right there.
And it's the John you go.
All right, thank you. Back to work.
And maybe if you guys are nice later, maybe Seafood Larry will come back and maybe do some Wing Chun play hands. We'll see. That was the other request. So I'll see if I can.
It's one or the
work
other
that out.
instead.
Well, okay. I guess
Stop trying to get me on
I'm not trying to get you to beat up. I'm just trying to get you some extra exercise in. That's all. August the 10th. That's so cool. Yes, we started at Shaolin, or we officially launched it on May 1st, 2014. 2014, 10 years, y'all. Wild stuff. Damien, yes. All right, family, what questions do you guys have for us? I have some good news for those that are on, so make sure you stay tuned to the end because I'll be sharing something with you all that are on here. But I'm not sharing it any sooner until later on. So you have to stay on for the whole session or you're gonna miss out. And then you'll have to watch the replay. And, I mean, you could do that, but I'd stick around.
Yeah, you don't want to go through that FOMO.
Right. That's so funny. We were just talking about FOMO the other day on a webinar. Let's see. Damien, excellent. Thanks to y'all. Play hands and push hands. Bare minimum, my favorite branch of sparring, so to speak. Yes, definitely. And it's great. Both of those are excellent for giving you some realism, but also helping you to troubleshoot things that you need to work on. So very, very good. And they can both be as real or as intense as you want them to be, obviously within your skill level, because we don't want to create bad habits, y'all. Let's see. John M says, when breathing during Qigong, mouth closed, breath through the nose with the tongue lightly touching the roof of the mouth, does the top and bottom teeth touch, or does it matter if they don't?
Nah. When I practice Tai Chi, you don't want to clench your mouth where
No.
you feel the pressure in your jaw. If it touches, like barely touches, it's fine. If you keep it apart, that's fine. The idea is at that point you want to relax. So it just wants to be in a relaxed state, not any tension state. So you don't have to touch it, but I wouldn't say keep it open. And you're doing form either. You don't have that. You want to just keep your mouth closed where you're breathing in and out through your nose mainly.
Yep. So they can be lightly touching or lightly apart, but no stress.
Think of your daily day. If you're doing work or something, you're not really angering. You're doing it. You can see that your mouth is closed, but your jaw's not clenched. Nobody clenches their teeth unless they're chewing gum or they're very angry and tense.
Right. Or if you got what is that? I can't even think of it. That's TMJ, I think is what it's called, where they have the lock jaw, like when they're sleeping and stuff like that. I think it's called TMJ.
Yeah. Get what the term is.
Not
Submandibular something. I think the term. Been a while.
Let's see. You guys are kind of quiet tonight. What's been going on for you, family? Let us know how you are.
Any questions?
Great. You have any questions? Anything you want to share with family that you've been working on, or any epiphanies that you've had in your training? Let us know in the chat. What about you, Sifu? Have you had anything that happened in the past week with your students that you might want to share to give them some inspiration or tips?
I can do a lesson. If you guys want to do it, if you guys are not asking questions, then I can do a little bit of teaching.
I think we should do that. It's a good
If you guys are up for that, it's our 10th year. I can do a lesson.
Give us a thumbs up.
Give us a thumbs up. Let me know. Like, yes, sure, absolutely, positively, happy face, emoji kind of stuff.
Give us a little heart, smiley face. You do the little confetti guy.
Like this.
It says, please, Sifu.
All right.
James says, do it.
All right. So,
All right, we're rolling in. So I take it you guys want a lesson.
okay. So, let's do a very, very simple type of lesson for anybody who ever gets gripped. Okay. One of the fastest ways, since we're doing it online, I'm gonna do a very easy type of technique, so you can learn quickly. Even the like non-trained person can get this quickly, very, very quickly. Okay, and it's two-hand type of technique for you. You can do one hand. There's certain ways to do it. I'm gonna do two because it's easier. Any grip you get on someone, you never go after their muscles or their strength if they're much bigger, much stronger than you. You won't break them. I 100% guarantee you. If they're 280 pounds, you're 90 pounds. You're never gonna hit the arm like this, doing movements like this, that you'll break out of it. Okay. The two things you want to learn to use: one, you want to learn to use angles because it'll give you a better leverage. Okay, so that's going to be the first thing. And then you also want to create the control and attack through the joints. Never attack them on the muscles. Like I said, I've seen people talk about, what's the weakest part of the grip in the hand? The thumb, right? So go after the thumb, go out of the thumb. Well, what happens when the guy's thumb is stronger than your strength? I've seen it and I've done it. So I had girls do it. I would just grip them so tightly that even when they wanted their thumb, they weren't moving nowhere. It won't work. Okay, so these techniques will work very, very well. Okay, so I'm going to work on some principles for you. One, you're always attack the joint. You never attack the muscles or the bones or anything because the people can take a lot of punishment and it won't be effective. Now, if you're a 280-pound guy doing it to a 90-pound person, yeah, you can hit them and it's going to work because you can do damage because you're much bigger, but it doesn't work the opposite way. So, two, we never attack in lines. So never go in lines. You go in a line, that means they can go the opposite. So if they feel you go in one direction, they go the opposite, they're going to stop you. You always go in curves, okay? You're going to arc. You're not going to go lines against them. You're going to go in arcs against them, unless, again, you want to use your strength and you can beat them to that. But for all argument's sake, strength is not going to be the factor because let's say there's always 3 times, 10 times stronger than you. So let's not use strength as the factor. We're going to use techniques. So I'm going to do this. I'll do it slow because it's going to break your wrist if she has the hold too tight. Hold tight as you can. I'll do it slow. Do not let go. Okay. So I'm going to do this technique fast, but I'm going to do it easy. Then I'll do it slow breakdown. So this technique, it's very, very quickly. It breaks off real quick.
Yeah, I can see how you held on to that. I mean, that's
So
good.
we're gonna do this. If someone grabs your arms, they pull your arms, like no matter what they're doing, like pull me somewhere, you can learn to break that grip very, very quickly that way. Okay. So this grip is designed on attacking the joint. Okay. So that's one thing I want to keep as a pointer. Go to the joint along the wrist. Do not go against the bone from the hand or from the arm. If you attack like this, they can hold tight. They won't break. Okay. So one, just remember this is a highlight point that you want. One, go to the wrist on the joint. Okay, that's one. Two, don't go up in a straight line. In other words, let's go here. Hold tight as you can. Use two hands. Use two hands. That way, she's using twice her power here instead of one hand. You never go in a line. And what I mean by line is do not pull straight up. If you try to do a move where don't let me move, you can. She'll just lock up. She could feel that, and I could feel her tensing back. You want to go towards your wrist, and you want to make a half a circle. Okay, hold me tight as you can. Hold me tight, 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 tight. Tighter. Ugh. You see how she locked in? So I wasn't telling what I was doing. I'm making sure that she is using her strength. So you do not want to pull up in a line because if you do, they will lock in. They will immediately, instinctively, and naturally lock in. So you want to arc. You want to make a half a circle. Okay. Now 3, don't try to bring your hands up in that line. Like I said, try to arc your wrist into a natural position, like a second, and you can see she's holding tight. Look at my arm. It's like it's discolored.
You told how tight.
That's how tight she told me.
No, it's real.
So you want to put your wrists in a natural position. Just by I'm gonna do this real quick. If you were to stick your hands out to the left or the right of your body, like just stick your arm out to the side, what do you think a naturally straight wrist would look like? So I'll give you a second to do it in your head or do it physically. Stick your arm out to the side. I can't see you guys, so I have no idea what you're doing. Okay. So if you stick your arm out to the side and you have your fingers pointed out, what do you think a naturally aligned wrist would look like? Now, those who have seen our training and everything understood, they know what it is. But those who have not, what do you think a naturally aligned wrist would look like? So just stick it out, do it now. Okay. So if you did like this, congratulations, you're wrong. Okay, this is naturally a line wrist. This is not. A lot of people think this is it. That's not. This is the natural line wrist. Natural line wrist is not from the back hand. It's actually from your palm. And how you prove it is if you were to make a tight grip on someone like this, you will have this natural curve. You will not hold your wrist like this. It's actually weaker. You would make it stronger grip if you had it like that. Plus, if you make a fist tight, you can see it's not a line by a back of the hand. It's actually a line from the palm. So this is the naturally occurring wrist. So when you are gripped, you want to bring your wrist to that natural alignment. So just turn your wrist. It's not a pull of the arm, it's a turn of the wrist like that. So that's what you want to do. Okay. So now you're going to try and arc your wrist upward. Okay. And then you might say, like, oh, the guy's like so strong. Well, how do you know he's so strong? Because you went against him. Our goal is never to go against the strength, is convert to energy. So you want to attack also the curve, not through the line, like I said. Now, there are people who are so strong that you may say, well, when I try to go up, they pull my arm down. Like I do this to bring my hand back down. Like, okay, oh my gosh, she's pulling my arm like this. I'll do it again. Don't let me up. So let's just say she does that, okay? So they can counter that way, and that won't be strength. That's actually skill. They're actually turning your hand back. So to make sure it's effective, I want you to do a halfway curve with a halfway drop. What I mean by that, you're going to curve this one and you're going to curve this one down. So you're not, it's like a propeller. You're going to pivot one up, one and down, not a joint where it's like this. You want the joint to be like this. So it's half up, half down. Why is that important? Because your elbow in your body is very, very strong. She's going to stop this up. So let me bring my arm up. Drop the elbow, bend your knees, and you can see the difference of that. So when you arc your wrist up, you want to kind of bend your knees. So as you try to arc your wrist upward, you drop your elbow in the process, because that's going to give you much more power, much more leverage. So you're using actually less strength. So, and I would do this. Let me up if you can. Okay, see, she's actually curving me down. So watch, when I do that and I drop my elbow and bend my knees, you see?
I can't.
That does that very, very easy. And you can do the guy twice strength, 3 times your strength. It works very, very well, because they actually put all the pressure along your hand and try to block this by turning their wrist down on you. When I do this and she's not letting me, she's actually going to curve her wrist down to bring me down. That's what she's actually doing. So if I do this and she wants to stop me, she's curving. So when she's doing that, if you do both sides, no, don't let me. It makes it so you can bring your hand up. Why is it important? Because you want the energy to go toward your hand. So I want in my mind to bring my energy from my shoulder down to my elbow, through my forearm, and into my hand. And here's the key too. Bring their energy to their hand too. Do not bring it back to the arm. So I would not push and go like this. She's locking up. See how she's, I don't know if you can see her shoulder because of her hair. But when I do this, she's going to lock up. You don't want to bring it towards their arm, because you're actually going to give them strength to push back. What I want you to do is I want you to bring the energy towards the wrist, as I bring my energy towards the wrist, because that takes away arm strength, arm power. You do it where you do that again, and you push into them, they'll lock up. You bring it towards their hand, they have no power. Okay, so you want to make sure that as you arc up, you are not arcing to push towards their arm. You want to bring it towards their knuckle. So you want to bring it towards their knuckle as you go towards your knuckle. So it's kind of like knuckle to knuckle. So they do it.
Okay.
Makes it easy. Okay. So don't let me do it. See, if I arc and I push towards her arm, see how she's muscled back? You see, I don't tell her what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it. So she's not fake. She's really grabbing. Like, I'm feeling blood in my hand right now. I'm like, dang, I can't move my fingers, like that type of thing. But yeah, there's a huge discoloration on my arm. So you can see that's from her gripping me. So she's really trying to grip me. And I got to see through Larry do it too. It won't make a difference. But again, you want to put that natural line wrist. You want to arc your arm up. So you want to make like this type of arc, a half a C, or not half a C, a C. Okay. And the other one, a C this way. So bend your knees, drop your height a little bit as you arc. It makes it very, very effective. Now, you're going to bend your knees, and during the drop, the other hand should come in here. So like you want to put palm from the pinky side and your thumb side on the opposite hand. Can you see the difference in color? That's not her gripping me, stopping the blood. Okay, so you want, as you arc up, as your knees are bending down, put the hand thumb side and pinky side. Why do you want that? Because this hand here wants to hook into the wrist. Why? Because when I do this and I just turn my wrist towards her, it breaks her grip. And then you're free to take that. So this is what you want to make sure you're doing. Again, grip, bend your knees, create a C on both sides. So it's C, opposite C here. Bend your knees, just drop as you arc up, and then you can break that right there. And if they're holding on real tight, you can snap into it really hard. And if they're holding tight, like I said, they'll feel their wrist won't break. And often if they are trying to hold on real tight, they'll feel like they broke their wrist. So that's a great way of getting out of that technique very easily. Now, there's other ways. It's not just the only way, but this is one of the easiest ways. So if you're like 100 pounds and someone's 280 pounds and they're gripping you really tight, this is the most efficient and effective way of getting out of it. If you're feeling their strength lock up, you're pushing back to the arms, you're going to line. So that's wrong. So the key points, highlight points that you want to make is, remember, arc, don't go in lines. Attack the wrist, not the bones, not the muscles, not tendons. Attack the joint. Make sure that you are bringing the energy towards your hand and towards their hand as well. Do not put the energy back into their shoulders. They will be able to use their strength. You are not converting energy right at that moment. You're feeding the energy to them. So you don't want to do that. So those are the 3 highlight points that you want to remember. Arc, make an arcing motion, not a linear motion. Okay. Attack the joint, not the muscle, not the bone, not the tendon. And then thirdly, bring the energy towards their hand as you bring it towards your hand. Okay. And use your knees. Use your knees, drop your height an inch or 2. Don't drop 3 feet. Don't be like, don't do that. It's just way too long. This is all you need. And then connect the hand, pinky and thumb like that. That'll give you a proper placement. And just rotate your wrist and turn. As you go up in a natural turn, just turn and face your fingers towards your target, because that's really what you're hitting too. Okay, those are the key points. So if you guys can do that, you'll see that when you practice it, you do it right. And by chance, let me know. Anybody stick their hand out and thought that was it? That was a natural line hand versus that? Let me know what you thought was right or wrong.
No, which one? So let me catch up with comments. You told me, brother, you only missed a little bit. We did a lesson and just we're celebrating that's 10 years and talking a little bit about that. Black Math, I saw that you had 2 different comments, but you retracted them. Feel free to resubmit if you want. I wasn't sure what you had put, I missed it because I was over there, making sure like Damien said, applying the real pressure test. That's right. Damien said like a seesaw just rotates. And let's see, let me go back up here. We had a question from Damien. Damien said, do you guys prefer Tai Chi, broadsword, or fencing swords? So which sword? Tai Chi sword, broadsword, fencing sword? But I'm going to add a samurai sword.
If I take sword, a samurai sword is.
That's what I'm picking.
Yeah, that's the one that's really good. And Tai Chi sword is really good because they're very sharp. Fencing is only good for really stabbing someone, right? Where the others are stabbing and cutting. So they do have better advantages that way. Although fencing is fast, I'm not going to take away fencing at all. It is specifically designed to use the tip to its advantage. So I'm not taking it away. I'm just saying it's limited compared to the others because they have the ability.
Right. So okay. So for us it'd be samurai sword, Tai Chi sword, then broadsword.
I love the Tai Chi sword. I
then
really
fencing
do.
sword.
But the thing that reason why I favor the Japanese sword because one, the metal is much stronger. It's much sharper. It is very powerful. It can cut the body in half in one swing. Tai Chi sword won't. It'll cut the body apart, but won't cut it in half. It has much more ability to cut. Although it can't, again, not one weapon would defeat the other. That comes down to the hand who uses it. Not a knock on any weapon and its ability. That comes down to like I said, the person holding it. It's just a favor that I think the Japanese sword is very well made.
Efficient.
It's very, very well made as a weapon. It's very powerful as a weapon. Tai Chi blade too. Like it's like if this is my choice for samurai sword, this is my choice for the Tai Chi blade. They are very powerful as a weapon as well.
I think I need to make an infographic, guys, of the levels for the swords. If you're wondering, Sifu, Larry would say the same thing. So samurai sword, Tai Chi sword, then the broadsword, then the fencing sword. Only because with the broadsword, more applications than the fencing sword. Hope that makes sense to you. I'm curious, Damon, what's yours? What would be your choice? Let us know. If anyone else wants to chime in, feel free to. Roger says sparring with the other guy using the same style maybe is not good for a real life situation. Well, we make sure to spar with all types of different people. All the people that we have come train with us are from all kinds of different styles. So I don't know if that was specifically referring to just the demonstration earlier with Sifu Fu and Sifu Larry, but that was just because that was a request. And yeah, and the way we teach and train, like it's for real life. So
you know, Sifu Larry and I, we've both been teaching for 20 years or more. And we don't teach people who don't know nothing. I've come across a lot of people who have already trained, who are boxers, who are judo guys, who are
40, 50 years.
Yeah, so
stuff.
we don't just, like I said, train
Without
people that know nothing
right
within the school. I'm very open with my students training other places. I don't ever tell them, well, you can't train here, you can't train here. I think you want to test out, go ahead. Like that, I'm very confident in my system, and time and time and again, when my students have trained in other schools, they do very, very well. And we are not about style. Like our emphasis is don't let style define you, let energy refine you. We're not going to promote and say Kung Fu's better, Judo's better, whatever. It's all about the energy behind what you do. They all are very powerful and skillful in their own ways. We don't knock down any other style because we know that they are very powerful. They are very effective. For us, it's about how you move the energy behind what you do.
Yep.
So you never promote anything, say, it has to be done this way. Like when I watch people do Tai Chi from another school, I don't say, well, that's not the way we do it. I look at the energy, that's not proper energy alignment. That's not proper energy projection. Like that's how we look at it. We don't look at the style. I don't correct people. They're learning Wing Chun from another school. They, oh, no, you're doing the Fuku wrong. It's supposed to be this first, then that second, and then that third. Like I don't really care about that. That's nonsense.
Right.
It's about the energy of what you're doing. That's really what's more important to us. And honestly, like I said, I've had wrestlers come into the school, jiu-jitsu guys, I've had judo guys, I've had karate, I've had Muay Thai, I've had MMA, I've had Maga people. So look, I've sparred with them. And so it's not just in here. Like you're just seeing Sifu Larry because we're of the same training. So and there's only 3 of us here. We're lacking choice. But I would have no problems, you know, like when people come into the school, I had challenged a lot when I had a building off the Black Horse Pike in the old school. Like people came and challenge me all the time. And I was like, okay, and if you want to spar, that's fine. You know, I had to prove myself, and that's what I did. So it's not you're seeing that we're just doing it in the school, just Tai Chi to Tai Chi, Wing Chun, Wing Chun. Like I said, I've had all kinds of people from different training methods come in and spar me, and by God's grace, I've always prevailed and did well. And that's why I'm very open and welcome to anybody from any style, because again, it comes down to the fighter. I'm not looking at this guy. Oh, let's say, oh, he's karate. I'll kill him. Oh, he did judo. I'll kill him. I don't look at that. I really look at how the guy moves, how he feels, and his energy. This is what I weigh out someone's skill by how they're putting their energy on me and how effective is it and all that stuff. Most of it has a lot of strength force behind it, and a lot of them are like, wait, I had a judo guy before where they're trying to throw me, can't throw me, and they're like, how? And they've been doing judo for 12 years. They're like, how come? I don't understand why it's not working. I do this all the time and it works. I said, because I'm not responding like they are. When I get pulled, I go into your wrist. I don't try to get it off. I'm trying to prevent the movement. I actually will take advantage of the movement and try to feed that energy. And once the energy's come back to them, they've never had that energy come back. They don't know how to control it because they're used to people stiffening up, fighting, pulling, whatever. We don't do that. We hold structure, but we feed the energy, don't fight the energy or try to get rid of it. We try to capitalize on it.
Absolutely. All right, let's see other questions we have.
I just want to comment to
Sure.
Roger says that catch opponent in hand in real situations is not easy. I'm not talking about a fight. That was a technique if someone grabs you, a guy taking a girl away, a guy pulling a woman. Like you're coming with me, like you're coming with me. I'm not talking about a fight. I'm not saying that will happen in a fight where someone's gonna fight. Also, they grab your hand. But if they do, jiu-jitsu people grab, right? Judo guys grab.
We've shown different grabs, like
we can do that. It doesn't matter. But again, we're talking about someone who grabs you, not in the middle of a fight. Okay, I didn't say this is what you do when some grabs you in the middle of a fight. This is what you do when someone initiates the hold to try to submit you, to take you somewhere.
Context is everything. You know, we get this a lot in some of our lessons also here in our Tai Chi, where we're like, well, if someone did X, Y, and Z, there's only so many scenarios we can show one in a live stream, let alone in a video, there is infinite ways to counter things and things like that. So usually when we're teaching something, it's a very specific thing that we're teaching and sharing. So context is always very important. Remember that. But if you do have something very specific that you would like us to cover, feel free to let us know. We don't have a whole lot of time tonight, so I don't know if we'll be able to cover. We have a couple other questions, but we can follow up with you guys next week if that is something you would like to do. So let us know if you have a specific question scenario so we can help you. That's what we're here for. All right. So
A has a question.
yes, A has a couple of questions, I think. A says, hi, Sifu. Please, could you explain how a fist could be bent? You previously said you have to move the wrist initially and then bend it. I tried doing it to my partner and it didn't work. Please help.
Okay. Couple things. One, you could be doing the technique wrong. Two, they could be moving in a way that you can't apply that technique. Because, for example, let's say I do a move like this. I'm going to arc her wrist, right? I go like this. Like, oh, do it again. But next time when they grab you, they're forcing the arm this way.
Okay.
So, like, she realizes I'm going to do this. She forces it that way, and immediately she's trying to do a counter move before I can initiate the move. So, you wouldn't be able to do it. So, if someone has a fist, take a fist. Okay. Here's the principle. And again, it applies to the same thing I did the last demonstration. Don't try to bend the wrist and push it into the arm. It'll never work. I want you to do this, and this will be exaggerated, but don't let me bend your wrist if you can. Okay? If I'm trying to bend her wrist, I do not want to push into the forearm. That'll make it stronger. It'll make them much more difficult to take. Don't let me do it. I'm gonna watch. I'm not going to use any more strength than just a finger and a thumb. So if I do this, I can't. There's no way. I take it away from them. Okay, so if you want to bend the wrist, you are never to push it to their forearm, and that works with all locking technique, with any intercepting points when you're trying to move energy. You never push it back in the arms. You never do that. The arm is designed for strength. It's designed for structure. It's designed to handle force. You don't want to do that. The wrist is not. Wrist is designed to control energy. It's not designed to fight energy. This is designed to fight energy. It's not designed to control energy. So if you're trying to push into the arm while turning the wrist, you're trying to feed into the arm. That arm will just push back. I want you to do this next time, and I want you to try and go like this. And try to step backwards. So see, I'm pulling her wrist right now. I'm pulling the hand. And as I do, I want to turn the thumb and the pinky towards the center. And it makes it impossible for them to do that. And I've done this 1,000 times with people 10 times my strength, 10 times my size. So we can do this, and don't give in to me.
I'm not gonna give you
Okay,
crap.
don't give me into it.
Hey, Caesar, thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Caesar, for the happy birthday love.
So again, I go like this. Don't let me do it. Okay. See, if I go into it, I won't tell him I'm going to do it. So that way he's not going to be able to let me do it. So don't let me do it. Don't let me do it. Right. Don't let me bend your wrist. Okay.
Oh, come on, man.
So don't let me bend it. You see, if you can see, I'm pushing into it, but when I take it away from him, you can see you taking the energy away from the arm can't get the pressure, so he won't be able to fight. So make sure that you're doing that. Two, don't push a line. If you're pushing in a line, you're giving him the ability to fight. And normally when you're pushing the arm, you are pushing a line. They kind of go hand in hand, no pun intended. Okay, so you don't want to push in them. You want to take it away from them. If you're doing any type of lock, it's the same kind of philosophy. If I'm doing a figure 4 arm lock, don't let me bend arm. If I'm going like this, I'm pushing the arm. I want you to think of pushing it towards their hand or pulling it towards their hand and bring it towards this way. So I'm seeing I'm moving it towards their hand, then arc it in a line, and they will not be able to do it. Fight me, I'll do it slower.
Okay.
Watch, even if it's slow, you're going to use strength, speed. Don't let me do it, Jamie. Okay, I'm pushing it and watch. If I rise it, okay, so that's the secret. Don't push into the arm. That's the mistake people do. A lot of Aikido people make the mistake. They'll try to turn their energy into the arm, and that's why people can fight it. That's why they try to take their balance to prevent them from using the strength. But when a guy's using the strength and you're trying to do it and you can't do it, it's because you're feeding into the arm. 99% of the time, you're pushing the arm. Take it away from them and torque the wrist at the same time. That's the secret into really taking away their power and making them bend. Now, if you're finding that you're doing that and you're feeling the wrist is still strong, you're going a line. You're not twisting the wrist. You're trying to bend the wrist. Don't bend the wrist now. Torque the wrist. It's a difference. So you don't want to do this and relax hand. You don't want to do this. That's a line. You see, I'm just pushing a line. You want arc, not press into or push into the arm. Okay, you want to take it away and twist the wrist. It makes it very difficult because there's no line. If you push in a line, they can go the opposite. Find the torque, only way they can be is a counter torque, like nail. You push in, you can pull it out. And you take a screw and you screw it in, you can't pull it out. The only way to get it out is you got to go the opposite direction. So it works the same way. Okay, that's physics.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, thank you again, Caesar, for that. I really appreciate you sending us some super chat love. Let's see. Let's see. A had another question. Let me cover Damien's topic or rather comments. Talking about the samurai sword. Said that's true. Japanese steel is high grade, and the curve is great edge for alignment. Yes, indeed. So A also had another question, and that is, there's someone who does a form of Tai Chi. He's able to move someone with little effort. He says that he's manipulating fascia. How true is this? And do you teach fascia manipulation? Well, if it's stiff, it doesn't take much effort to move a person. I will say that.
Physics is
But-
physics. You can't change physics. Okay, you can't take someone who's moving 10 miles an hour at you. You put 5 miles an hour and he moves back 50. It's sheer impossibility. So when I see people do like they're just pushing like this, let's say, and they're just pushing like this slow, and let's say she's the powerful Tai Chi master, and let's say we go out there and give me a push. Oh, from that little bit, it's that's fake. That's a lie. It's not real.
Now, if
Okay.
he gives me some energy, I can make him fly because
If
he's
I'm-
forcing.
If I'm giving her a lot of energy, convert it back to me. That's different. But when you see people moving very slow
Manipulating fascia.
and just saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna hit this point," and all of a sudden they explode. No, it's not. That's not physically possible. You can get little energy to get a lot. Now, physics states that you can get more energy out of that by focusing it. So technically speaking, I can become more powerful by focusing the energy more. But it doesn't mean that that more powerful energy is going to fly 50 miles an hour away. If I'm more powerful, I'm going slow, more than likely I'm going to pierce them. I'm not going to push them. So focus energy. Think of a bed of needles. You got 1,000 needles. As soon as you start pulling one away, it starts to feel heavier on each point, right? It's going to want to piercing the body, not pushing the body. Okay, so if you had 1,000 nails all bind up together and I hit her in the body with it, she's going to be pushed away by that. If I put one needle on, I did that, she won't be pushed away by that. Why? The forces are the same in terms of, let's say I gave it the same speed. The forces are not any faster, but what's different? It's a concentration of energy, focus. That's different, okay? So it's impossible to watch somebody who does this little bit of movement, a guy just goes, and then the guy's flying. That's a selling video. It's not real. It's like I said, physics proves it. It's just sheer impossibility for me to move 5 miles an hour, her to move 10 miles an hour, and I make her go backwards 100 miles an hour. It's a sheer possibility. There's no such what's that? Perpetual motion, right? There's no such thing as perpetual motion. Every movement of energy deteriorates and dies unless you have an outside force affecting it. Now, if she tries, we're pushing like say 10 miles an hour back and forth, and she gives me 50 miles an hour, and I convert that back to her, and she flies. That's fine.
That's
That
the
I don't
difference
argue.
already. Yeah.
That I can definitely say. If they add more pressure and convert that back, then they fly 100%.
And I will say it does sometimes because we've done videos and stuff like that. And sometimes it does look like we're not really doing anything to make that happen, but there's so much more going on.
You gotta look at
There's
the energy. I
There's
always,
not manipulation
I'm
of
not
the
looking.
fascia.
Listen, I'm not looking at how the guys push him. I'm looking at the energy behind that, and that's how I judge everything. I'm looking at the energy. I'm not looking. Oh, the guy just did this little movement. I've seen people where a guy put his hand on him, like the guy looks at me to get me. Says, this little movement, the guy drops to the floor. I'm like, absurd, because his body will drop before, his hand will drop before his body will drop. If we're doing this and I go like this and she pushes me, right? And all of a sudden I go like this, oh yeah, I'm gonna drop him. See, she didn't drop her knee, her arm gave first. Because you can't remember, the rule of energy is it always runs on the path of least resistance. She did that to me. I seen people like arc my wrist, oh, and they just drop to the floor. Like that's a sheer impossibility. Your arm will give out before that, your body will collapse before that, then the knees will collapse. You wouldn't just collapse unless you were very, very stiff, very, very solid, and you did that. Because remember, Energy wants to go the path of least resistance in motion, okay? Energy cannot be created, cannot be destroyed, can only be converted, and it wants to go the path of least resistance. So if I'm not realizing what she's doing, she pushes my arm, bends it, more likely my arm will bend backwards, and then my back will bend backwards. Unless I'm very stiff and I refuse to bend, that can make it solid. Then, yeah, and more likely though, my arm would drop backward and then my body would turn. If there's move, remember, the golden rule of any lock states is if there's room to move, there's room to escape. So in order for him to drop, you have to isolate the movement from going left to going right, going forward to going upward. If you're trying to bring it down, you got to isolate all that energy to the point. If the person's free to move everywhere, they're not going to drop. It's sheer physical possibility. The body will bend, it'll collapse, it'll turn, it'll do all that stuff. If you ever fall, you know, it's like you put your arm a certain way, your body's kind of trying to prevent itself from getting hurt. You can still get hurt depending on the speed and force, but if it's not that heavy, you naturally will turn and cover it and your body will crunch. It is designed that way so that the limb will take the damage for the internal organs. That's why when you get cold, why does your fingers and toes get cold first? Because your body's designed to shut down the capillaries to feed and keep the body warm, and hands will stay cold so that way the vital organs don't shut down. That's why you ever hear that saying, cold hands, warm heart? That's the reason why, is because when your hands are cold, I mean that it's the blood vessels are actually closed so it can keep the body warm. I don't know if you ever heard the saying, cold hand, warm heart, but that's where it comes from. Okay, so sheer physics states basically, like I said, you can't get greater energy, you have lesser energy. In order to get greater energy, you have to have more energy. That's why law of perpetual motion says that you don't have any movement where it's constantly going energy. Things always dying, things always, you need an outside force to help create more energy. So it's the same when it talks about pushing, all these manipulations. Oh, I'm just hitting a point that makes them bull belong. Now, I'm more than willing to have them do it to me, and I guarantee you they're not going to do it to me. Okay, I know because I'm watching the energy. Like I said, I'm moving 5 miles, they're moving 10. They're not going to make me move back 50. It's not, unless I add that extra force, me leaning, me throwing, me pushing, fighting, whatever. Those are the things when I look at it, when I did actually see a Tai Chi master go against a big MMA guy. And the guy was a wrestler MMA guy. And the guy was trying to throw this Tai Chi master. And this Tai Chi master was tossing him everywhere, made him look like a joke. And in the comments, there was like, this fake, guy's faking it. And I knew it was real because I could tell the guy was throwing his weight in there. And the Tai Chi master just threw him. And I read the comments. And the guy who was in the video who got thrown wrote and said, I'm not faking it. I am the guy being thrown in the video. I'm not faking this. I really tried to throw him. I really tried to get him. He actually just threw me. He said, I broke a rib and I hurt my shoulders on one of the falls that he took me in. And he was actually saying that was real. And I knew it was real because I could see energy behind what he did. I could see him forcing. I could see him putting his weight. I could see it. And he tossed him like it was nothing. And that I knew was real because I saw the energy behind it. Not him going. And then flew because of that little bit of movement. I'm always an energy watcher. I don't look at techniques. I don't look at that. I look at the energy behind the technique. If the energy is not really there, then I know the technique's not going to be real either. So absolutely. I don't leave those little pressure points, little things like that. If somebody gets hurt, they might jump, they might pull away, but nobody flies 10 feet backward. I've seen videos like I'm just like, that's absurd. That's garbage. It's just nonsense.
Absolutely. So let me go back real quick. Good questions, guys. Blazink 50 says, greetings, Sifu. Aside from Tai Chi, were you interested in other internal styles?
Yeah. I done the 5 animals. I love the snake. I love the crane. So I do that. And just remember, internal styles is what you decide to make. There's no such thing as a style that's purely just internal. I can turn an internal style to an external style. I can turn an external style into an internal style. I can do tiger, which is a very external style, but I can make it internal. It's on how you move. It's not the name of the word that makes the action. It's how you make the action. So anything can be internal. Okay, all movements can be internal because of the way you move it. The tiger, tiger's like was slowed, so it's just like this. You can make it internal just by learning how to move the energy better. Because if you notice, crane is an internal style, right? Crane and tiger are very similar. This is a tiger, this is crane. How the difference is, tiger they use from the hips and they ride through the arm, whereas the crane snaps from the arm into the wrist and they use that. So that's the difference. They both move the same structure in terms of like the base of the arm drive, but even the circular motion. Like this is tiger, this is tiger right here. Whereas crane is that's the crane. So it looks similar in terms of the arm, and it's how I move about it. So I can make a tiger movement into like a softer style just by curving my energy and learn how to control the energy. So I can do it slow. I can make a tiger move where I can go. And you can see I look more relaxed, I look more easy, and I can make a crane hard. I can be like, and make it the way I'm more stiff. Again, I can make anything hard or soft. It's up to me. So anything you do, style-wise, martial arts-wise, irrelevant. It's how you do it. It's not what it is you're doing. It's how you're doing it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they also want to know if we recommend Neigong and Qigong. Absolutely. That is a core part of our teaching at entershaolin.com. So if you go, I just actually dropped the link in the chat, everyone. So this is what I was saying, wait till the end. And I have awesome special for those of you that had waited. If you're not part of our Enter Shaolin family yet, if you love what you see here on YouTube, what we've been sharing at our Tai Chi and our Enter Shaolin YouTube channels, or if you joined our intro list at entershaolin.com/gift and got the free ebook and the free intro lessons, and you were ready for more, and you've been waiting for the last sale, this is the last one before we close the doors on the training hall. Everyone who has access to it will keep access to it forever, and will only be reopening it up for the Abbott Lifetime membership a couple times a year. It will be by application only, and it will be a lot more than what you see on the current price at entershaolin.com/join. So go check it out at entershaolin.com/join. Use a coupon code BDAY, B as in boy, DAY 50, and that will take 50% off. I'm actually going to show you guys how to do that real quick. I think we have another question, so let me do that. And then right before we wrap it up, I'll show you guys how to go to the site and apply the coupon. So let me see what else we had real quick, because we also teach Chin Na, we also teach Wing Chun, we also teach grappling, core training, and obviously the No Yak Na principles, which we apply to everything that we teach. So Damien says, yes, 5 animal morph
Morphin time.
Morphin time. Yes, absolutely. DJ side said a salute. Thank you. And Blazink said, I seen a video of Lyoto Machida.
Yeah, Lyoto. He's that MMA fighter.
So it's an L. Sorry, I didn't know if that was I or an L. And Fabricio Wordum, and a Tai Chi master being thrown around, and a lot of people thought it was fake.
What I was saying. No, he was commenting. Remember I said I saw a video of
okay, that's
a big like no, it's a different guy because it wasn't an MMA fight. But he's saying he's seen the same thing where Little Machado got thrown around by Tai Chi master.
Yeah.
And Fabricio.
There's a reason we say style doesn't matter, because you've seen Tai Chi masters get their butts kicked, and you've seen Tai Chi masters kick other people's butt. It always comes down to the individuals fighting and skill level. It never has to do with the style. I know people like to try to pit styles against each other. That's why we see style doesn't matter here, because it really doesn't. It's always back down to the individuals. So if you see someone get beat up by a Wing Chun person, it doesn't mean Wing Chun's the best. It just means that person bested that person in that moment. And so on and so forth. So, all right, family, I'm going to show you real quick how to do this and apply the coupon code. So let me share my screen with y'all, and hopefully you can see this okay. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. So make sure you guys go to entershaolin.com/join. You're going to see welcome to Enter Shaolin. You're not going to see this up here. That's just because I'm logged in as admin, so don't get too confused. Feel free to watch this quick video, which will share a little bit about what you're going to experience here. And we haven't done this in a while. This is just because it's our birthday. The last several sales we had were just on our Abbott memberships, but this sale is for any of them. So you can join us monthly, you can join as a yearly. I highly recommend joining at the lifetime. Feel free to check it out. It tells you what the differences are, as well as the benefits and all that stuff. There's some testimonials from some of our members. Feel free to watch those and check that out. But you're going to learn about all the details, all the goodies about the No Yak Na system, why we say don't let size doesn't matter, the style doesn't matter, all that good stuff, and what you can expect to learn from us as well. So definitely go check that out. It also tells you what to expect here after you decide to choose Abbott, some of the bonuses. We break that all down. You can see some testimonials from some of our Abbott members and all kinds of goodies. So I personally recommend doing either the lifetime one time or the 10-pay option. I'm just going to show you what that looks like. So choose whatever works best for you. And then down here is where you're going to put in the coupon code. Darren, thank you so much. She said, thank you for all you do. I love you guys and happy birthday. Thank you so much, brother. God bless. You are amazing. That's one of our awesome Abbott members, Darren, that just sent us some birthday love. So we're just going to put in beat day 50, just like this right here. You see that? And then click apply. And it says coupon applied successfully. Now, if we go up here before we submit our order, you're going to see it is successful. You can either check out with Stripe, that's this yellow button, or if you like to use PayPal, you can use PayPal, whichever works best for you. But you can see I took that off right away. Just to answer another question real quick, because I know that I'm probably going to get this at some point in time. If I choose the junior, the senior, which is the monthly or the lifetime, do I get to keep it 50% off? Yes, you do. Every month that you stay, yes, I know. And every year that you stay on, you do. Again, I highly recommend you can get the lifetime membership because you lock in that awesome discount and all those bonuses for life. But whatever works best for you, that's the one to choose. And trust me, there's so much training in there. We have over 1,800 videos. We're still adding stuff into the training hall. We're actually getting back to our normal training video schedule very soon. At the end of May, we're going to be doing some new filming for the training hall. So those that have access, you're going to be so excited for that. So keep your eyes out for that. And there's going to be a whole lot more. There's more stuff, but I can't share it with you today. I'll share more with you next week, which will be coming live again on Wednesday. So that's going to be 5/8 because it is great. Okay. So 5/8 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be rejoining you guys and gals here at Enter Tai Chi. Our members, we're going to meet you in a couple minutes on Zoom. We got some cool updates to share with you, and we have a lot more cool stuff that's going to be released on the 8th. So if you're not a member yet, make sure you guys go to entershaolin.com/join. Make sure to use that coupon code BDAY50 to get 50% off full life. All right. All right, family. Thanks so much for joining us. You are so amazing. Thanks again to Caesar and Darren for giving us some super chat love. We're so grateful for you. Also, John J said, is it worth it if you don't have it? It is worth it. If you don't have it, you will not be disappointed. And if you get it, more training in there than you will ever master. Ain't that a fact?
I do the videos. I'm still learning.
You know, Seafood Larry has been training as a private student with this man for almost 30 years now, and even he's still learning new stuff because of the training
impossible. That's impossible because I'm only 27 years old. That's impossible.
Yeah, I'll let to your daughter.
In the years that I've recorded Seafood Food, with doing it myself and as well as having people come in and film, there's lessons that are on the site that would be recording these videos or editing these videos and going, I think
now I know.
And it's also I can keep Seafood honest and go, Seafood, this is what you did say. Look, right here, you said this.
You can pull up the video now.
I did not say to throw the shoulders.
Absolutely. John also said lifetime for sure. It is very worth it. In addition to the training you get to meet a lot of good people. That is a fact. We have some amazing members at Enter Shaolin. So if you get to come to the seminar, or even if you come to do private training, we do our best to make sure you get to meet some of our members that come in on a regular basis and get to train with them. I like to brag on our family. We have some of the best family around. If you're looking for pride and ego, leave it at the door, baby, because you won't find it here. You're going to find some real down-to-earth people, all different skill levels, all different walks of life, all kinds of different people around the world, and they're all really amazing. So thank you for being a part of our family. And for the rest of you, we'll see you all on Wednesday of next week, the 8th. And for our members, we'll see you in a couple minutes on Zoom. All right, fam. Love y'all. Peace. God bless.